Good morning, everyone. I think we are ready to begin the 106th annual meeting. So if you could put your name in the chat, this is how we will be taking attendance for the annual meeting. Just a couple of housekeeping items while that's happening. I just wanted to first introduce myself. My name is Pam Daly, and I am the board president, board chair here at Girls Inc. I am also an alum. I started at Girls Inc. when I was a young child, as many of you already know. And I came back later in life to volunteer, did volunteer work for a while, joined the finance committee, and eventually came to this position as the board chair. My journey here at Girls Inc. has been the highlight of my life. Every time we get together, every opportunity I have to be in that building is really just amazing. So I look forward to many more years of continued high points in my life. So the meeting that we're doing today is being recorded, so everyone will be muted. At the end of the meeting, we'll have some time for people to ask some questions if they have any. I want to start off by thanking all the staff members. This is a list of all the staff members, including our summer camp staff members. Summer camp is one of the amazing things that we do here at Girls Inc. It was very successful this year. The girls love going to camp. It is even though it's only a few miles away, it is definitely an oasis in the city. So the girls love going there. They get an opportunity to swim, to kayak, to do all the camp things that you remember doing. So thank you all staff members for being involved. Without you, it would be very difficult for us to do this. You're all an inspiration to all of the girls who they're looking up to you guys as role models. So we can't thank you enough. I also want to recognize some anniversaries. Victoria Waterman has been here 10 years in this role as the CEO. Victoria started out as a board member, was the board chair, and then transitioned to leadership for Girls Inc. And her leadership has been nothing short of amazing for 10 years. She really has brought the organization to where it is today. And for that, we are so very thankful. Congratulations, Victoria, on 10 years. 5 years, we have Lulu Bethencourt, Abigail Pollock, Megan Dowd, and Annalise Hazard. 5 years is an amazing amount of time to be at Girls Inc. Again, these girls look to you. You're their role models. They're watching everything that you do, and you are all such amazing role models for these girls. We are so appreciative of the work that you do every day. Thank you so much. And of course, to our board of directors, my fellow board members, your time, your guidance that you give to Girls Inc. is so important to the organization. The meetings that you attend, just the different confidences that you have in the organization, the different pieces of advice that you can give people, it is all so very important, and we thank you for doing that. Within the board, we actually have some separate committees that we all work on. We have an executive committee, governance, we have a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee, fund development, programming, building and grounds, and a finance committee. And these committees meet outside of the regular board meeting. Their direction to make sure that the organization is moving forward is so very important and so very appreciated. So thank you to everyone who serves on a board committee. And of course, a huge thank you to our funders and community partners. Without the funders and community partners, this would be a much more difficult task for us. So the funders and community partners, we thank you so very much for your generosity, for your dedication to the organization, for your commitment to the organization. So without you, we would be in a much different position, and we very much appreciate everything that you do for us. Pam Zorge is going to go over our slate of officers for this coming year.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Pam Zorge, and I am the co-chair of the Governance Committee for Girls Inc. of Worcester. And on behalf of the Governance Committee, I am honored to present the 2022 and 2023 slate of directors and officers. So on the screen, you will see the officers. Pam Daly is president, Cindy Etherington, vice president, Vera Bondarenko is treasurer, and Pamela Zorge as secretary. Okay. On the right, see the names of the board of directors. I do want to point out a few. I'd like to point out Pamela Hill, Vera Bondarenko, Laura Barukian, and Molly Brown. They are our new joiner joining the board this year. So welcome. I'd also like to take this time or take this moment to honor our retiring directors, Nishita Roypo, Barbara Gurton, Steve Thibodeau, Judy Henry, Elaine Osgood, and Juliana Brown. We thank them for their service, and we look forward to their continuing support as friends of the organization. Their ongoing commitment has been instrumental to the success of Girls Inc. And we thank you for your leadership and your courage. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Steve Thibodeau, treasurer, to present the 2022 financial report.
Thank you, Pam. Quick thank you for allowing me to serve for the past 9 years as a board member and the last several years as treasurer. I've enjoyed my time, and I decided that you can't get rid of me, and I'm going to be staying on as the finance committee. So I won't be at the board meetings and have any actual voting rights anymore, but I'll be able to chime in on the finances anyway. So I'll be hanging around. So before we get into the slides, we're just going to mention that we did have our audit of the financial statements performed by Stowe and Deegan. Once again, unmodified opinion, which is the best opinion you can receive. And we also, which a lot, as a board member, there was no management letter comments or internal control issues, which for board members, that's a warm, fuzzy feeling, knowing that there's nothing behind the scenes that could, essentially a management letter or internal control issues, some weaknesses that may exist that could cause issues inside the finances. So none were presented, and a clean opinion from the auditors. So congratulations to the finance team and the organization on that. So moving on to the slides. So operating revenue and total expenses. You can see historically outside of 2019, which was about break even, we run at a deficit. It's the nature of our organization. As much as we fundraise and bring in some large donations throughout the year, we just naturally operate at a loss. The continued generosity of the foundations in the area, from individuals who donate to the organization go an awful long way towards our goals of operations. But having said that, we need, and we have an endowment, which we use we have a spending policy which allows to fill in those gaps. And on an annual basis, we have a budget that we need to stay within. And we've continued to operate within the spending policy and continue to operate and have a strong balance sheet. So we appreciate the continued support from our community and so that we can continue to provide these important services to our young women in the city. If we move on to expenses. So historically, we've been right around 25% for our administration, fundraising, and other. This year, we're about 29%, a little bit over. And it's really a factor of being really not able to hire as many program staff as we've really needed. We've kind of been working with everyone kind of filling in a little extra, and just we haven't been able to have the wages and salaries in the program side, which is really a cause for the shortfall. We have not gone out and just spent on management and fundraising in excess. It's just a matter of not being able to spend the money on the program side just because we can't get the staff. So we continue to work diligently to make sure that our expenses go towards the programs as much as possible. And again, congratulations to the finance and the entire organization for another very strong year. And I'll just mention as well, as far as fundraising goes, you can see it's about it's only about 9%, which is very consistent. The fundraisers, the development department, without them, we wouldn't be bringing in as much money from the major foundations and through the community. It's money well spent, as they more than earn, far in excess of what is spent on them in the department is brought in through the door. So it's congratulations to the development team on another strong year, allowing us to expand services into new districts such as Fitchburg and Framingham going forward. So, and with that, that'll be the end of my presentation.
Thanks, Steve. That's a great financial presentation to receive at the end of the year. We are going to be introducing Victoria Waterman. We've had a very exciting year here. She has a very exciting update for us. Lots of changes, lots of continued relationships to talk about. So, Victoria.
Hi, everyone. I'm Victoria Waterman, and it's my privilege to direct this phenomenal organization. Here we are a year later with our annual meeting. And with your help in fiscal year 22, we were able to maintain a very strong financial position and continue to serve the Worcester community in a meaningful way. We delivered on our mission to inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold. And I'm very proud to show you the goals, successes, and what's left to do in our strategic plan. We've completed the first year of our 21 strategic direction and have made great progress. We've got 5 pillars: program strategy, culture of DEI and engagement, sustainability and risk management, infrastructure and preparedness, and board development. All equally as important. And in this day and age, we have to remain adaptable to these goals. And we look forward to continuing the important work. This year in programs, wow, we had a great year for programs. Added programs, we expanded, we strengthened programs. We are now, our Eureka program is now in Metro West, which is a whole new cohort, geography, And we're bringing Girls Inc. out to the communities out there to make it accessible to the girls who wouldn't be able to get to Worcester. We introduced our innovative counselor and training program. So this is a twofer. This is to help the younger teens or mid-teens, give them something to do in the summer, constructive, teach them leadership skills, and give them a taste of what youth development is all about, because we're counting on them to come back to us when they're in college. And imagine when they graduate college, if they stayed with us as youth development professionals. We're very proud of that program. Our Big Brothers, Big Sisters Mentor Program has continued. So our girls, our littles as they're called, are matched with bigs. And these are young women from Holy Cross College who come and help to mentor the girls. Phenomenal program. The Eat Well program, that was new for us this year. It's a nutritious meal kit program, giving girls and families an opportunity to cook healthy meals together. We are meeting the needs of our increased support for participants by hiring a director of social emotional learning. We're so grateful to the Wellington Foundation for acknowledging and recognizing the need and giving us full support of hiring this new position. We supported our neighborhood so that every third grade student at Union Hill and in Vernon Hill could come here during their school day and have swim lessons. So how cool is that? So for their gym classes, they came here and they learned how to swim. Very successful program. And I want to share a little bit about the remarkable outcomes for our Eureka grads. We had 24 girls, and 100% of them plan to attend higher education. Over 50% are first generation in their families to go to college. 4 are going to Ivy Leagues, Brown, Dartmouth, Princeton, and Yale. And 72% are majoring in STEM-related majors, which is more than twice the national average. So if you haven't done, put something in the chat or done some kind of image, now's the time. That's something really exciting that we're so proud of. Next, in our culture of DEI and engagement. This has been a challenging and ever moving goal for us, and yet critical, absolutely critical. But we've made some great progress. We implemented a new financial aid process so that families, well, don't have to fill out financial aid forms, and it eliminates the confusion and barriers. Instead, we have put together a self-selection system so that parents can self-select on where they feel that it's most affordable for their families. So one, the people who are just confused by the financial aid forms, aren't we all, don't have to do them anymore. It's been phenomenal. We're looking at improving our recruiting and retention efforts. We recruited a board member HR liaison who's been helping us, and we've invested in hiring a new position as a manager of people and culture. All of this is what's helping us every day inch closer to our goals. Our board is committed to thinking strategically about how to make Girls Inc. a best place to work. And leadership has rolled out many employee incentives this year. Some of the highlights are paid week off between Christmas and New Year's. We've instituted paid days for snow days. So when school is canceled, the staff get paid when they were on the schedule as well. We have increased accessibility to the 401k program. In the past, employees had to wait a year. Now they only have to wait 30 days and more. I could take up this whole meeting and talk about things, but those are some of the highlights. So next in our sustainability and risk management, wow, this was an incredible year of securing sustainability for our Metro West Eureka program. We, thanks to the inaugural support from the Women's Foundation of Boston and Hologic for multi-year grants, we are able to comfortably invest in her over the next few years. We couldn't have done it without you. And as you saw from the treasurer's report, we've managed expenses and leveraged income to end the fiscal year on a positive note. Thanks to many people on this call, we have doubled our fund development operating income in the last 10 years. That's amazing when I think about that. And that's for operations. That doesn't include the $5 million for capital. Moving on to infrastructure and preparedness, we invested in a complete study to understand the needs of our Camp Kennywood property for deferred maintenance and improvements out there. We've always known that outdoor space and camp is so important for our girls. And now the rest of the world is more aware of that than ever. So this has taken us a little bit longer than we had anticipated between everything you hear in the headlines, the delays, supply chain, and on. We're feeling it as well. But I'm happy to say that we've secured a major gift of $100,000 towards this goal. So stay tuned for more. Board development. What I'm proud about this is that the board came up with this, and the board initiated a build a better board type of effort and came together and said, how can we build a better board in today's world that's relevant and helpful to the organization. And we started by looking at best practices, updating our bylaws. We have a comprehensive virtual onboard experience. We've gathered feedback to increase our board engagement and established the board's role in advocacy. So it's been a really busy year for the board of directors. I can't believe I've been here for 10 years in this role, and 3 years prior to that as the board president. And when I think about how Steve and Nishita and Barbara we've been together for their 9 years and any of the volunteering that they did before, that's a big reason on how all of this did happen. And you heard it. How amazing is it that after 9 years, most people after serving 9 years on a board, well, it's time, that's been enough time. It's time to do something else. But every single one of them, Steve, Nishita, and Barbara, aren't going away. They're staying as volunteers and sharing their skills with the organization and for our girls. So it's because of all of you on this call that we've made this progress in the strategic direction, and we can't thank you enough. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Pam Daly to give some closing remarks. Thanks to all for being here.
Thanks, Victoria. It is so wonderful to hear how Girls Inc. is crushing those goals. The STEM stats are the proof that the girls are benefiting from the programming that's happening there. So it's really wonderful. It's an amazing task. It's an amazing goal. Congratulations. Thank you everyone for coming today to our 106th annual meeting. I'm so proud to be part of this incredible organization and community. Together we have once again managed to take significant steps forward in furthering the cause of creating the future women leaders of America. Through dedicated staff, innovative programs, volunteers, funders, every one of us, anybody who's participating, we have all empowered those girls to be strong, smart, and bold. I'm especially proud of the way we acted with urgency to meet the ever-changing needs of the community and the girls that we serve. We know that the last few years have been difficult. We know that it's not just been difficult for adults, that it's also been difficult for children. We know that the girls have struggled, and even though we hope that the worst part of it is behind us, the way that we have been able to meet their needs, meet the needs of the community has been amazing. So we look forward to making another year, make this year coming up another one to remember. Not only will we continue to drive the strategic direction that has been set, but we'll also get back to the basics, right? We're going to try to get back to that environment that we're going to call the new normal. We'll continue to improve the quality of programs, continue to welcome back the community and corporate volunteers, and as always, put the girls first. So I can't thank you enough for the continued support. I can't thank you enough for the commitment to the organization, the dedication to the organization that year after year you all bring. I wanted to, at this point, let you know that there's a few ways that you can be involved. We're going to actually be throwing up 3 more slides, and these 3 slides are going to have QR codes on them. One of them, the first one will be about volunteering. So if you want to volunteer at Girls Inc., go ahead and scan this QR code so that we can know that you're interested. The second slide that'll come up will be about purchasing supplies. As you all know, we have a wish list that is never ending, and that wish list can be accessed through this QR code. So if you wish to make a purchase off that supply list, go ahead and scan that QR code that's on the screen right now. And then the last slide is to make a donation. Invest in her by making a donation. We know that everything that we do for these girls is working. We see that in the day-to-day changes in the girls. We see that in the stats that we saw today, that Victoria talked about today for the STEM program. We can see so many changes in these girls. We know that the programs that we're doing are beneficial. If you want to help us contribute to that benefit for those girls, to continue to make them strong, smart, and bold, go ahead and scan this QR code to make a donation today. Or you can go to the Girls Inc. Worcester website, which is www.girlsincworcester.org/donate, and you can make a donation there as well. So once again, thank you. We appreciate all of your help. We appreciate each and every one of you. Victoria, did you have one more thank you to give out?
Hi, Pam.
Hi.
I'd like to thank you as the board president. It's a unexpected, grueling job. Sometimes I've been there. I know what there is, but thank you for your dedication, for always being there, and for making Girls Inc. a priority.
Oh, thank you, Victoria. Okay, so we have a video that we are going to start. Thanks again, everyone, for your time. After this video, the meeting will be ending.